The Greek myth of Perseus and Medusa. Acrisius, the king of Argos, was told by the oracle of Delphi that his own grandson would kill him one day. This grandson would be the child of his daughter Danae. Scared of the upcoming future and his destiny, King Acrisius decided to deprive his daughter any opportunity to have a child, so he built a room beneath the earth and imprisoned Danae there. However, as the legend says, Zeus came to her anyway, and thus Perseus was born. Hearing the news, but not believing that Zeus was the father of the newborn, Acrisius let his daughter and grandchild out to the open sea in an ark. They eventually came to the shores of Seriphos, the island, where they were saved and adopted by a local couple, the man being the brother of the king of the island, Polydectes. When Perseus grew up to a handsome and strong young man, one more time he found himself in the way of the king, this time King Polydectes, who wanted Danae to become his wife. Knowing that he wouldn't have the woman for himself as long as Perseus was there, the king made a plan to send Perseus not only far away, but also to a dangerous mission. Polydectes told Perseus to bring him the head of the Gorgon Medusa. Medusa was one of three sisters, the Gorgons, but she was the only mortal one. Medusa was so beautiful that Poseidon was crazy about her, but she didn't care about him. Poseidon turned her and her sisters into monsters with live snakes covering their heads. Medusa kept her beautiful face, but everything else was so monstrous, and whoever dared to look into her face ended up being turned to stone. Perseus thus had a hard task. He asked Athena and Hermes to help, and two of them, together with the nymphs, provided winged sandals to fly him to the end of the world where Gorgons lived, a cap that made him invisible, a sword, and a mirrored shield. The latter was the most important tool Perseus had, since it allowed him to see a reflection of Medusa's face and to avoid being turned into stone. After a long, hard journey, Perseus arrived and was able to defeat Medusa. When he cut Medusa's head off, from the drops of her blood suddenly appeared two offspring, Pegasus, a winged horse, and Chrysaor, a giant or winged boar. It's believed that these two were Medusa's children with Poseidon. In any case, once he accomplished these tasks, Perseus flew back and escaped Medusa's sisters who tried to reach him. He then returned to Seriphos and rescued his mother by turning Polydectes and his supporters to stone. Later, Perseus used Medusa's head as a weapon in many occasions until he gave it to Athena to place on her shield.